Hey peoples, Briar Fan here. Tonight I want to talk to you about Top Shelf. It's an aromatic made by the Sutliff Tobacco Company. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over their product catalog and what they say about Top Shelf. Then once I'm done with that, I'm going to go over my notes and discuss it with you a little bit. So Sutliff says, Top Shelf. While age and proof help define Top Shelf bourbon, the deciding factor is taste. This extraordinary mixture of Burley, Virginia, and Black Cavendish is unsurpassed in smoothness and richness. That I cannot disagree with. It is probably true because my notes kind of match up with what they say. But let's get into my notes. So what's the first thing we always do when we get new tobacco? We open it up, right? And we kind of root our nose around in there. One of the things I noticed when I took the lid off, straight off the bat, was the bourbon smell, predominant bourbon smell. It was so strong that I could actually leave the lid off the tin and step back a little bit and still smell that bourbon. I'll show you what it looks like here. It's actually very pleasing to the eye. It's not bad at all. You can see all the ribbon cut and the cross cut in there, and it looks really good. It's moist in the tin. I would recommend about 5 to 10 minutes drying time, if not a little more, depending on how you like your tobacco. So let's get into taste. I fire it up, and right off the bat I get that spice, and then I get a little bit of bourbon, and then I get Werther's Original. Kind of weird, right? But that sweetness came through on the back side. And I think it comes from the thick, creamy smoke that I was getting through the draught hole. The room note is pleasant, or at least pleasant to me. It reminded me of an old-time bar room where you'd hear the piano playing, a little bit of smoke in the air, and the whiskey and the bourbon just flying around the room. It burns kind of hot, so be very careful, and it is an aromatic, so remember to respect it. One thing I would caution you on, if you're going to smoke this in a briar, dedicate that briar to that blend. It ghosted a briar of mine really bad. Not that that's a bad thing, because the blend is actually really good. I'm just saying if you're going to smoke it in a briar that's dedicated to the blend. It coats the inside of your mouth where the smoke is really thick and creamy, so if you're looking for all the little nuances, I suggest a glass of water to go with it. It'll cleanse the palate a little bit. Every time you take a drag, you'll get a different nuance, and you'll be able to pick the complexity out. I can't really compare this to anything. When it comes to tin note, it's like a strong Frogmorton Cellar, but when it comes to taste, it's so interesting. There's really nothing I can compare it to. I've never had anything like it. I get that bourbon and that spice and that Werther's on the backside. I've never had a tobacco like this before. I would recommend it to any aromatic smoker that would want it. And a non-aromatic smoker, if you're looking for something that's kind of sweet, spicy, and smoky, it's not bad. You should give it a try. Guys, that's all I've got for you. If you have any comments or questions, put them down there in the bucket. You know I always try to get back in touch with you. Until then, take her easy.